Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So have you ever been judged based on your age and how young you are when you're in an industry when you're surrounded by a much older generation? Well, today I have some tips and some suggestions on how you can make this breakthrough and become a success even though you're a young individual surrounded by a lot older generation. My tip number one is to be knowledgeable and be a quick learner. So those two things somewhat go hand in hand because when you're in the business or when you decide to take on a certain career path, you should be able to try to teach yourself, get as much knowledge as you can about the business to anticipate what some questions might be that people might ask you. Anything that you can think of, anything that you can do research, anything that you can learn in a short period of time and just become that quick learner to be able to answer any angles to any types of questions will always help you and benefit you in the long run. Because for example, say if someone comes up to you, asks you a question, the more that you know about the business and the backbone of it, the more confidently you can answer people's questions instead of giving them the, oh, I'm sorry, I don't know, let me get back to you. Because at the same time, when you're able to answer someone's questions, you break through that barrier, and then that other person on the reciprocating end will literally see that, okay, this person knows their stuff. This is someone who I can gain this trust from and gain this certain type of knowledge because they know how to answer my question. My next tip is to stand your ground but be respectful. So pretty much when you're in an industry where there's a bunch of people who are a lot older than you and you're one of the youngest ones at this company, what you need to do is keep your head high and be the utmost respectful that you can be. Because in situations where someone is older than you and they start to talk down to you, or they just aren't as respectful and disrespectful and they just talk to you in sometimes, like a negative way or persona, don't let it get underneath your skin. You need to prove them wrong, and because they probably might think that you might get upset, that you might be rude back to them, they might think you're going to give them attitude or whatever it is. But the fact is, if you can prove them wrong by keeping your cool, having a great attitude and good head on your shoulders, and being able to still help them if they need your help, and if someone who does talk down to you ends up doing that, it's only going to hurt them. Because in the end, you'll be able to handle tough situations that kind of put you in a little bit of a bind. But in order to handle those tough situations, it does show that you are mature, even though you are a younger person or generation within this company. So the other thing too that also is very important is to stand your ground. So when it comes to standing your ground, don't let people push you around, tell you what to do, step over you and take advantage. Don't let anyone do that to you because no one deserves that. No matter how young you are, no matter how old you're in a business, it doesn't matter. So both of these two things go hand in hand, where you should stand your ground but then have a good attitude on your shoulders and have a respectable attitude. So putting those two together, you can become a really good success in your industry. You can go so far, trust me. And the fact that you can learn a lot about yourself in these types of situations will really, really help you and benefit you to become a great success in the future. My last and final tip is to dress appropriately. So I'm pretty sure most of you have heard the quote, "Style is a conversation you have with the world before you speak." So when I heard that quote, and it definitely struck me in a certain way where I really truly believe that statement, because if you walk into a room, the way that people will take to you is first based on looks. Everyone will always judge you based on how you look before you actually get to meet the person. I know that's an unfortunate way to say it, but that's the truth for you. And when it comes down to it, if you can dress appropriately, dress the part, be happy in what you're wearing, be confident in what you're wearing, you can make a huge difference for how people will treat you based on the way that you're dressed or how you look. As many of you may know as well too, you only get one chance to make a first impression. So that's why I think it's a really huge thing to Dress in a way where you can be taken seriously, where someone can look to you and be like, oh wow, she looks like she's a professional businesswoman. Oh look, she looks like she's a very great teacher or professor. So whatever the case is, it's the first impressions will make the biggest difference. And if you can do that by proving yourself in the way of how you present yourself, then that's something where you can literally make a huge difference. Alright guys, so that was the end of it. That was all the tips that I had for you today. I hope they were super helpful and that they gave you some insight on to becoming a young professional in a world where sometimes you're surrounded by older people. So in that case, if you have ran into any of these situations, I hope these tips were helpful to you and that you can utilize them in your day-to-day activities and business. So I do appreciate it a lot. Thank you so much for watching my videos, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.